Hey everyone, Mr. Slaby here. Welcome to Tuesday, June 1st. We're in June. This is it, our final run. I hope you all had a good weekend. I hope you had a moment or two where you could reflect on, the world of that we live in, where things are, there's a lot of things going on. Yesterday was Memorial Day, so we're supposed to remember our veterans who have served, and we have them in the school, and we have plenty that never made it home. So hopefully you had a moment there to think about that. It was also literally it was Memorial Day a year ago when George Floyd was murdered, and so that's also something to reflect on. There was a lot to reflect on. I also hope you had some good time with family. So I hope you had a good weekend. Anyway, today really only two agenda items. We were supposed to take our test today. Well, guess what? I'm not here today. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you follow through with the list for Thursday. So there it is. So you have an extra day to study. That means everyone should get 100%. It'd be a nice way to end the year with getting everyone's name right. That's pretty important. You're really the work that most of today is about taking your quotes. You have your interviews and taking quotes from your interview and put them word for word into a short biography. So your first paragraph would be the background of your interviewee. Then you would provide a story from your interviewee. So basically, think the background is where they come from, where they grew up, like any information like that. The story is something they told you that matters when their first job, from their childhood, something that happened, maybe the college experience, something that they told you that was more than just information. It was a story. Then the third paragraph would be something that they learned from that story, or just in general, what do they learn about life? All right. And it should look something like this, right? Where you have a title that you learn about. We'll worry about titles last. Don't worry about titles yet. But there's a picture. This is actually a buddy of mine. He's an actor. His name is Brian. Super nice guy. And fairly successful. He could have been more successful, but really as good as they come. So Brian Krause is the guy. So we'll need a picture of your person at some point. So you're going to have to get a picture of your person. And then our paragraphs, the yellow is where I have a quote from Brian. So like your quotes can be long, they can be short, but you need three. Okay. And it really should look like something like this. So we want to follow this format exactly. So pay attention to this. When I am using a quote from someone, I can put them in the beginning. I could say something like Brian Krause once declared. So I can put that, it's called attribution, but it's where I introduce that the person is speaking. I can put that at the beginning, and I need a comma after that last word. So it might be once said, once declared, once explained, comma, space, and then a quotation mark that should be inside. It should be looking in the direction of to the right. And I start the first word always with a capital letter. So Colin Slaby is my best friend in the whole wide world. If it ends the sentence, if I have no more information, I put a period and I put a quotation mark facing the other way. So they close themselves off. One on the left, one on the right. Now I have a quote. That's if I put it in the beginning. If I put it at the end, watch this. I start with a quotation mark. I start with a capital letter. Colin Slaby is my best friend in the whole wide world. I have to put a comma there, not a period, but a comma, quotation mark, and then I finish it with explained Brian Krause. That's where the period goes, because now the sentence is over. Notice, I don't put a period there. I put a comma because my sentence isn't done. Does that make sense? Third one is quotation mark, Colin Slaby, comma, quotation mark. I'm going to put this in the middle, which is a little goofy, right? So Colin Slaby, comma, Brian Krause once stated, comma, quotation mark. Now notice I don't capitalize is now, because guess what? That's not the beginning of the sentence for him. He started this sentence with Colin Slaby. So I don't need any periods here. I just continue with is my best friend in the whole wide world. Then I'd put a period because that's the end of the sentence. So you can put it in the beginning. Brian Krause once declared, comma, Colin Slaby is my best friend in the whole wide world, period. You put at the end, Colin Slaby is my best friend in the whole wide world, comma, quotation mark, explain Brian Krause, period. Or you can put it in the middle, Colin Slaby, comma, Brian Krause once explained, comma, is my best friend in the whole wide world, period. And notice there's always a space between the quotation mark and the next thing. Okay? All right. The last thing I'm going to show you is this. If you get this far, some of you may not. At the end of your paper, you always have to cite an official interview. So at the very end of your paper, you'll put work cited, and you'll put this information. Basically, last name of your person, their first name, separated by a comma, period, space, personal interview with a capital P, period, space. And then here's how you write it. 19 May 2014. For you, just try to guess the right day. Don't worry about it. But if you remember, it was like, last week, Thursday, look up a calendar, and Thursday was the 27th May 2021, period. Okay. That's at the end of your paper. So there you go. So here's where you should be. You should have your transcription done at this point. In theory, you should begin writing. So go to the Google Doc with the directions and graphic organizer and make a copy of this document. If you haven't done it already, some of you have. Fill out the graphic organizer first, then you start writing. Or some of you will continue writing. All right. There is no submission for today. Just good hard work. So keep working, keep working, keep working. Okay. That's today's work. All right, everyone. Hope you're well. Be good. I'll see you on Thursday, and email me all day. I'll be available, okay, if you need them. And just so you know, I did share a video with some of you who interviewed me. You're welcome to use it. If you have another interview, that's great, but you need an interview, all right? So there you go. All right, everyone, take care.